welcome to the Ringer Gambling Show. Cousin Sal here, Joe House, Anthony Dabbundo. Happy Hump Day. Happy October. Dabbundo, do you like October for sports? It's got to be the best, right? Come on.
I call it the Dabbundo Equinox. It's the best sports
Oh,
month of the year. I got my own coin term for it. And I love this time of year. Champions League, soccer, we've got that. We've got baseball, of course, in the playoffs. Red October starts on Saturday. And, of course, football in full swing. So, yeah, best time of the year for
yes.
me.
I love it too. The Dabbundo Equinox. I like that. That should show up on our iPhone somehow on the calendar there. Yeah, for my money, it's the best sports month of the year. Like you said, Major League Baseball playoffs, NFL, full swing. The leaves sometimes turn colors if you live in an area where that sort of thing happens. House, I have a feeling you don't love October because it really means that the good golf has ended. And actually, the good golf probably ended before the Ryder Cup. Jeez.
Yeah, well, I actually prefer April, speaking of the golf, because April always delivers the Masters, and that is the true official kickoff of golf season in terms of when we can play golf, and the whole sporting world wakes up to golf. But this Ryder Cup was exciting, at least on Sunday. It was something to switch over to during the 1 o'clock games, which were all pretty boring. There were no witching hour situations
Yeah.
really in the 1 o'clock games. The only witching hour was that U.S. team comeback, which actually I had to sweat. I mean, I had given out the Euros on this show,
Yeah.
and been pretty emphatic about it. It was a little bit of a sweat, to be honest with you, cuz.
Well, I want to thank you. No sweat for me. Well, yes, it was a sweat. I had Europe by 1-3. You fully endorsed that. That was piggybacked off of your love of European team from, I think, like February. I have not known, I certainly have not done this myself, but I haven't even had a friend that had made such a good prediction so far in advance. We're talking like 8 months. Ridiculous. Like I can't get a bet 8 minutes in before, but good job by you, House. I thanked you over text. And now I'm thanking you over Elgato Cam and our Once Live podcast, whatever this is. But I'll tell you what this is. This is the Ringer Gambling Show. This is the Ringer Gambling Show presented by FanDuel. And if you're betting on the NFL, FanDuel's the place to do it. You've got everything. Same game parlays, quick bets for when you jump in live, and your way so you can set your own lines. The app's fast. It's easy to use. And best of all, when you win, you get paid out instantly. Download the FanDuel app or go to FanDuel.com/gamblers to get started. Yes, you must be 21 or older and present in select states and 18 or older in D.C., Kentucky, and Wyoming. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. Let's do some Hump Day headlines. Why don't we, huh? These are items in the news, Dabbundo, and, people know about them. I don't think I'm going to surprise you with any of them, but we're going to place odds on them. Fake, not on FanDuel. Disregard that read I just had. Has nothing to do with this, but we're making our own fake odds. How about this? Joe Flacco benched for the Browns. Dylan Gabriel will start on Sunday in London versus Minnesota. Dabbundo, what do you think of this decision off the bat? And did they go with the right backup, Dylan Gabriel?
Well, I wonder how bad you have to be to get benched in an international week with Brian Flores' defense on tap. I don't know that I can, usually the discussion is we want to give the guy a soft landing. We want to try to get him an easier game to make his debut. That is not what the Browns have cooked up here for Dylan Gabriel. I mean, I kind of wish him the best, but it did get to the point with Joe Flacco. You can only lob the ball up into multiple defensive players when you're under pressure, maybe twice before they start to wonder. And if you watched the Lions game last week, it was rough. I bet the Lions second half, and I was sitting there watching the game like, all right, when's the Flacco turnover coming? When's the Flacco? And there it was. Pick in the second half there to get the Lions over. So I feel like the Browns are kind of drawing dead here, regardless of who starts at quarterback. Yeah. But maybe Gabriel will just not give the ball to the Vikings repeatedly.
Yeah, that's it. That would be a key. That would be a successful outing, I think. House, when we saw Flacco the first 2 weeks, I think he had 90 passes in the first 2 weeks. He dropped back 90 times. I'm like, all right, maybe he could be like a poor man's Baker Mayfield or something. And but no, not the case in the last couple weeks. And people are pissed that it's not Shador. It's Dylan. In fact, Flacco is the second string. Shador is the third string. What do you think of all this?
Well, wasn't that pretty well established as the pecking order during the preseason? I mean, all indications out of Brown's camp, which you can only trust so far, so much, was that Dylan Gabriel outplayed Shador, and it must be the case that the Browns are not at the point where they want eyeballs on their product, because Shador playing would put eyeballs on the product, right?
Sure.
Maybe the NFL got on the phone with them and said, please don't have Shador play his first game at 9:30 in the morning East Coast time,
Interesting.
at an enormous deficit situation. The Vikings have been over there already for a week. Let's please save Shador. I mean, we can look at the calendar and try and come up with the Shador game, because this is going to be an abject disaster for
Yeah.
the Browns and Gabriel.
I'm not
right?
sure there is a Shador game. It doesn't
No?
seem to me like Stefanski wants there to be a Shador game.
Well,
And
this is a number I'm putting out there because we're going to bet on this. Over under 1.5 starts for Shador Sanders this year. Dabbundo, you're saying under. It sounds
under.
like.
I'll take
Interesting.
over, and I mean, this is. I'm hesitating because I'm worried about saying it out loud. I don't think Dylan Gabriel is going to survive. That's the way
Oh,
they're going to have to play him, and
that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I thought there was going to be some innuendos and other stuff, but yeah.
Well, somebody got robbed over in London already. Like
Right.
Dublin, yeah.
yeah, or Dublin, right?
Lots of people get robbed in Dublin. Sure. Yeah. Dabbundo, I think the
Vikings bettors got
decision-
robbed in Dublin.
Yeah, no kidding.
Tell
The
me
decision.
like me and Simmons about it.
You and yeah. I feel the choice has to come down to something more than someone recording one of those options saying he thinks he should start. Like everyone thinks Shador should start because he's recorded saying, "Oh, I think I could be better than those guys." Like, "Oh, put him in." Like Gabriel was drafted first. This is not such a big deal. I think if Shador is ready, he'll get in there. The Browns, believe me, the Browns have massive bad press all the time. Wouldn't you think the one thing they want is for Shador Sanders to come out a superstar? Oh, wow, we really hoodwinked everyone drafting him as late as we did. Look at that. Takes the mind off of Deshaun Watson and all the other shit. So you're saying under, House, you're going over.
Yeah, in fact, I'll double down. How about this? I think that Shador Sanders.
Standards. Yes.
Yes,
You know what I
both
mean?
all of them will start week 7 at home against the Miami Dolphins. That's
Wow.
all shot. I'm calling it. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
this-
again, they're setting up Gabriel for failure. 100%.
Yes, they are. Yes, they
Right.
are. Go to London, bad body clock, and face the Flores blitz, and then come home and go to Pittsburgh on the road. Against the Steelers front that looked like they might have figured some stuff out.
That's 3.
Right.
It would be 3 straight road games too. Like they go to Detroit, they go to London, then they don't take the bye and they go to Pittsburgh. I mean, you won't find a tougher scheduling stretch ever, really, in the NFL than those 3 road games in a row. I don't even know what the Browns are going to have left for that game. The one thing I will say, though, they have found a little bit of a running game with Judkins.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they can run a little bit on Minnesota. Minnesota's defense has not been good this year against the run. Pittsburgh ran all over them. Maybe that's the path if they just run the ball a ton and play defense. But I don't know.
You don't know?
You don't know.
It was a no.
No.
He's trying
I
to
mean, it
figure
just
out if he
feels
does.
like
Yeah.
it feels like we're gonna be.
Yeah.
The whole thing on Sunday morning is gonna be like, oh, this is such a bad game. What are we doing? Why are we all watching
Well,
this? Can't believe big
you know what?
NFL sent these 2 teams.
I'm going to go with you, Dabbundo. I'm going to say under, only because the Flacco as a backup still freaks me
Yeah,
out. Could it be
sure.
where Dylan Gabriel has 2 starts, one worse than the other, and then they just go back to Flacco? That's what it seems like. If the guy's not ready, they're not going to put him in, right? So because of all the things I said, they want him to shine if there ever is such a moment. So I'm going to say under, but it's not such a big deal that he's not playing this week. Come on, people.
The FanDuel
Come on.
Sportsbook has not opened the market yet on attempts or completions for Dylan
Oh.
Gabriel.
Okay.
Whatever that number opens up at. I mean, what would you guess? Like, what do you think attempts will be?
Well, I don't think
under 18.
I don't think Stefanski said it yet, right? It's just the reporting that they're going to do it.
Oh, he
Okay.
hasn't named him today.
So
Oh,
that's
I don't
why.
know that it's been
Right.
named yet. I think it's just been
Oh,
like, hey,
forget everything we
everybody's.
just said. Yeah, forget all the 7-8 minutes that we just went over. All right, another quarterback change. We weren't sure of this, but now I think this is made official that Cooper Rush is going to start on Sunday for Baltimore. Lamar Jackson has a hamstring injury. He's set to miss multiple weeks, well, as far as what I'm reading. And listen, it makes sense. He has not been able to get outside the pocket like we're used to. Houston is now a 1.5-point favorite. I ask you guys, I'll start with you, House. What were the odds that Aaron Rodgers would be the last starting quarterback standing in the AFC North? I put it at 350 to 1. It kind of had to happen exactly like it did in the first month of the season.
It's really incredible. I guess we couldn't have asked FanDuel to write that for us because they don't
Yeah.
like to write negative props. But
Mhm.
you know, the craziest thing to me, twofold. First of all, the NFL has figured out this spy concept on Lamar, right? 2 consecutive weeks of a spy really getting into their rhythm and disrupting it and producing turnovers and sacks. When was the last time we saw the Ravens give up sacks the way that they have in the last couple of weeks? But the other thing is, how good did Aaron Rodgers look last week in Dublin? He looked really good. He
Yep.
ran the ball. I mean, he fumbled, but they get the ball back to themselves because they're the Steelers. That's what happens.
Yeah.
And they have a script in terms of moving the ball out of his hands relatively quickly that kind of works, at least
Yeah.
against that awful Minnesota team.
Listen, you said Vandal doesn't like dwelling on the negative. I think this is a positive thing that Aaron Rodgers is the last quarterback standing in the AFC North. He's eating right. He's doing the correct research, just like he told us all. Dabbundo, what kind of odds would you have placed that Aaron Rodgers is the last QB standing in the North?
At least 50 to 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, especially since their O line is not great. But again, like you guys said, he's throwing the ball in less than 2 seconds, like every snap. He's not holding onto the ball at all. It's just the ball is coming out. I'm not taking a hit. Maybe Joe Burrow should be doing some of that. Maybe he wouldn't be as injured all the time if he got rid of the ball more quickly. So there is a lesson in that. But I mean, we're also like one hit away from him going out too. And then absolute carnage is unleashed in the AFC North, where we've got Cooper Rush, Dylan Gabriel / Shadur Sanders, Jake Browning, and who even is the Pittsburgh backup these days? Still Mason Rudolph?
It is.
Yeah.
Oh my
Sure
goodness.
is. Yeah.
So
He would be the best of
and
them,
they haven't
think.
even
Yeah.
played each other yet head to head. Like we haven't gotten the vintage Steelers Ravens game, and I assume
Right.
that Lamar is back by then. But it'd be kind of funny if it was Cooper Rush against Mason Rudolph or something.
Is there a downside to getting the ball out early? Because look at all these middling quarterbacks or even the good ones, even when their time decreases from 2023 to 2024 by 0.4 seconds, their stats are always more positive the follow-up year. So why would anyone be taught anything different? That should be the number we should dwell on, right?
It just seems like it might be hard to pull off. Like the Dolphins had success and produced success with Tua because they had the combination of Jonnu Smith and Achan last year, and Achan continues to be the primary release valve. That's the thing that's keeping Tua upright. But that offense, with under that kind of rubric, getting rid of the ball quickly, that Dolphins offense, that's where the success comes from, and that's why they previously were like, yeah, well, Tua, when Tua plays, that's the Miami wins. That whole bit.
Right.
But yeah, I think you need to have like real trust in whatever that release valve skill player is. I don't think that there are a ton of those guys out there.
Okay.
You
Joe
also need a
House, always our
quarterback that can
expert on release valves. There's no doubt about it.
diagnose
Yeah.
the play, right? Like the quarterback has to be smart enough to be able to get it out to the guy that he knows or know what the defense is going to be playing. Also, I've always said we overrate turnovers and how much they matter, and we underrate sacks relatively.
Okay.
And think about this, cuz how many times this season have we watched plays that are these quick outs to receivers where they're trying to set up a screen and the defense blows it the F up? We just watched it literally.
Yeah, it's
the
true.
Green Bay Packers should have lost to the Dallas Cowboys because of the play calling on that last drive. They tried, two different quick plays, and both times the Dallas defense, that formidable Dallas defense, blew it the F up, right?
Right. But on the other hand, Dak Prescott's game plan was clearly get rid of that effing ball and line protect him. And so we can't have that embarrassing stat on the line there, right there with the Micah Parsons. We can't do it. So yeah, I know. Yeah, no, you're right. Or everyone's right. How
Everyone's
about
right.
this? Not Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman. Keith
Oh.
Urban and Nicole Kidman have split up. He apparently has moved on to another lady. I don't like the gossip house. You know that. That's just what I read. That's what people are saying. I'm going to say this, though. 7,500 to 1 odds. Are you biting? 7,500 to 1 odds. In the next week or so, TMZ reports that Nicole Kidman was spotted canoodling with Anthony Dabbundo. You interested, Dabbundo?
The nephew. How about that? Why not?
I am on the market. I will not
I-
offer any further commentary.
Well, first of all, I take any bet at 7,500 to 1 when I know one of the legs involved. But I was sure you were going to say Barack Obama. I thought that we were so close.
Interesting.
Sal,
no,
right?
no. He doesn't have the game that Dabbundo has. I mean, this
Fair.
is I know she's 58. She's older than you, Dabbundo.
Age is just a number.
Twice your age. Okay, but she's a scorned woman and she's vulnerable. And I feel like if you take her to game 2, Phillies Dodgers, and you guys are enjoying your shitty seats together, maybe this could win her over. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know if Nicole's going to appreciate Section 417. Might not be in her kind of cachet.
Here's another consideration. There's still a lot of miles left on Nicole because she was originally married to Tom Cruise, and that was one of these marriages of convenience. We'll just leave it at that.
Right. That's when your grandparents park the car in the garage, never use it. And it's like, yeah, I know it's an 86 Buick, but it has 43 miles on it. You're good. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, good call. All right,
so it's very young 58. Young 58.
Yeah. Young 58. Let's move over to old 107, as in Ringer 107. These results, I don't know. I guess we're creeping up on the lead here. House and Simmons are a team. There are 5 teams here in the Ringerverse, and House and Simmons went 3-2. Dabbundo, you and I went 3-2. House and Simmons are 8-12. We're 9-11, and I think 10-10 is at the top, right? The team with 10 wins, 10 losses through 4 weeks is winning. I don't know. Is this a good sign or a bad, Dabbundo?
I'm letting the team down. I got to put my hand up and say that I have not been good in this competition.
I was going to let you say it. Yeah, good.
The fact that we're not allowed to use totals has definitely hamstrung me because the only bets I win these days are totals and Thursdays, which we're not allowed to use. If we had, let's be honest, if they let us use unders, Sal, we'd be 12-8.
Listen, I know, but we know the rules. So what are we going to do? We have to play by them, and we have to. We're going to
win.
10-10.
I'm still I have faith.
House at 8-12. Well, House, we went head to head because you and Simmons had the Vikings. We were happy for that Sunday game to be out of the way. We had the Steelers plus the 2.5. So you may actually made a really good comeback.
Why did any of us gamble on that game? That was such a dumb game every which way.
Pittsburgh dominated, I thought.
Yeah,
Great
we
job
had the
by
right
Sal.
side.
Yeah, after the
I
ball,
was a little dubious.
You screwed up.
After the ball bounced to in their own hands 6 different times, yes, they dominated.
No, but that was a good comeback for you, House. You guys were 0-1 and ended up 3-2. So good job by you. Yeah, Dabbundo, come on, step it up, man. You can't just come on our pregame show and like, I'm betting unders in the last 8 minutes, and look at me.
Not just unders, only one under. It's the Houston unders. We're gonna find out this coming week whether or not he's willing to do that one more time.
Well, the thing is, the line moved 4 points.
Is it 34?
I was just gonna say.
It was 44.5.
Was it?
I bet it early in the week. Now it's 40.5. So I'm like, I don't know if I can give it on the show.
Wow.
We'll see. We'll see. Tune in Sunday. I might.
By the way,
do it again.
That looks too rich. 40.5.
I agree. That's an under. I hate to say it. That's an under.
One of those teams isn't going to score 16. Like, come on. I don't know. That's weird. All right, let's move on to Thursday night. Now, this is a real game. The Rams, 7-point favorite, hosting the San Francisco 49ers. The total is 46.5. This is another NFC West battle. Last Thursday, we saw Seattle and Arizona. That ended up being competitive. This should be decent too. I think Purdy was okay in his return. Not great. Maybe not even okay. I don't know. 49ers turned the ball over 4 times. The Rams got lucky to beat the Dabundo's stupid team. It's a different result if the guys scoring touchdowns actually scored before transferring the ball and fumbling. What a mess. But the money is going. I know. I'm sorry, Dabbundo. I was just going to gloss over it so you didn't have to relive it. But the money is going towards the Rams, pushing this number to 7. Like I said, it was 6. It was 6.5. And House, you see this as a perfect teaser game.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the tick in the direction of the Rams is the market getting more confident that Purdy's not going to play, or that if he does play, he's going to
Mm.
be diminished. Because it was that there were 5.5s earlier this week, and I think Sunday night there were 3.5. Am I right about that, Dabbundo?
Yeah, look ahead was
Three
three,
and a half.
open 3.5, and now we're at to 7.
Yeah. So that suggests to me that, obviously all the skill players on San Francisco are hurt and out, or, questionable.
Mhm.
Purdy, obviously, Juwan Jennings hasn't practiced this week. Ricky Pearsall's got a knee problem. Kittle's obviously out. We all wondered aloud about what the hell's going on with Trent Williams. Obviously, the Bosa injury really impacted that 49ers pass rush. I think Trevor Lawrence is still in the backfield in a clean pocket right now, just looking at the receivers, waiting for them to get open. And he's trying to figure out which one won't drop the ball. So yeah, this is a situation where I want to jump into one number that I like, which is this streak that favorites are on. Favorites by 6 or more are
Oh
16
yeah,
2 and
give it to
1
us.
straight up, right? Favorites of 6
16
points or
2 and 1.
more, 16 2 and 1 straight up this season. That's the fewest outright losses. Shout out to Evan Abrams at the Action Network. Fewest outright losses by 6+ favorites through 4 games since 1979. So let
Mm.
me just go ahead and tease the Rams from 7 down to 1. And then I like a total under 52.5 as the other teaser leg there, because I think San Francisco is going to have a hard time scoring. This Rams defense can
Right.
get pressure, and if that line with Trent Williams, if San Francisco can establish the run, they have no rushing touchdowns this football season, which is hard to believe with McCaffrey. So that's the way I'm
Yeah.
playing it. A little teaser to kick off Thursday Night Football.
How 16 2 and 1, and 2 of those 3 that didn't win were the teaser you told us not to bet last week.
I try my best. That's what I'm here for.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's right. That was 2 in
Chargers,
1 week.
Packers.
Wow. Okay. Oh, that week. Yeah. All right, Dabbundo, I think you're in step with everything House is saying. There's not going to be a ton of points. The Rams are probably going to score more of the points, but under 46 and a half, or under, what do you have?
Yes.
Under 46 and a half, right?
Under 46.5, minus 102. I don't really trust either offense in the red zone right now. The Rams are 21st in red zone offense. The Niners are 27th. Like House said, they have not been able to run the ball at all in the low red area, and that's been kind of the downfall of this offense. They keep getting down there and either turning it over or settling for field goals. We've also got 2 coaches that love to kick field goals when they should probably go for it, so that helps this under as well. And on the other side, here's the numbers on Trent Williams, because it's kind of jarring, and I wrote about it in my betting column, which will be up Thursday. Uh, the entire 2023 season, Trent Williams allowed 20 pressures. Last season, he played 11 games. He allowed 17 pressures. So he's around one time a game where he gets beat and gives up a pressure, maybe 1.5. This season, he's already allowed 12 in 4 games. That's
Wow.
almost 3. That is 3 a game. So he's given up a sack already. I have major questions about how they block this Rams front. So that's kind of the crux of the handicap for me. I like the under. Rams get out with we'll go with a score prediction this week, since we hit last week.
Go ahead.
23-16 Rams.
Okay. I have it. This is not imaginative, but I have it 27-17. It's certainly not a scoregami. And I am going San Francisco under 20.5 team points. I've had pretty good luck with these team totals on Thursdays. One with the Dolphins going over against the Bills, got unlucky, and then lucky with Seattle over 22.5 last Thursday. The most San Francisco scored is 26. They are not moving the ball, especially in division games. 17 points at Seattle, 16 versus the Cardinals. The Rams are top 10 in all the good defensive metrics, yards per game, top 8 in points allowed. And as House mentioned, McCaffrey's 49ers, 29th best running the ball. So something's wrong. By the way, Mac Jones was not even going to start if Purdy wasn't ready last week, because he was banged up too. So I don't even know what we're getting in Mac Jones if that's the case. Anyway, either way, something's wrong with San Francisco, and it doesn't get right with their offense tomorrow night in SoFi. 27-17. Give me a lot of Niners fans though, House, right? As I think about this.
Yeah, but so what? I mean,
They can't move the ball. Yeah.
no, and,
Yeah.
and McVay is on a little bit of a heater, three straight. I think both straight up and against the spread.
Yeah.
The Rams over the Niners.
All right. Let's do a player prop. You like good things out of Devontae Adams' house.
Yeah, this is a correlated play because we were going to talk about anytime touchdown also. I'm playing Devontae Adams over 54 and a half receiving yards, minus 114 on the FanDuel Sportsbook. He's getting targets. He's getting receptions. His average receiving yards per game is a tick over 67. He's gone over this 54 and a half in 3 of the 4 games this season. And he's also getting red zone targets, which we'll talk about when we get here to the anytime touchdown prop. But I think, this is the kind of game where he might get there with 2 catches in terms of the receiving yards because of the inability of the San Francisco 49ers to bring pressure. They put that poor secondary out on an island. We just watched it against the Jaguars. How about Matthew Stafford with his receivers having an hour back there to find them? And Devontae Adams, little extra motivation. The 49ers passed on him, and he wasn't happy. They didn't really negotiate with him in a way that he considered fair. So he's had great games against the 49ers throughout his career. I expect another one.
He will continue to have great games until Aaron Rodgers steals them, literally steals them for the Steelers, and that's where he'll remain. All right. I'll go here, Dabbundo, because I have a receiver prop over 2. Maybe both these hit. Puka Nacua over 95 and a half yards. I really don't understand this. He has 42 catches this year in 4 games. This is like running back touch numbers, but for a wide receiver, basically. He's gone over 105 straight games at home. He's gone over this total 2 out of 3 career games against the Niners, including a 15-catch, 147-yard performance a couple of years back. The guy is phenomenal. He is at the top of my list as a gambler for a guy I have to see in the lineup for me to bet on that team. And I do not know why this number is so low. Over 95 and a half. Dabbundo, nice defensive prop here.
Yeah, I think the bet regret of my season might have been not betting the Nacua over last week. I went on multiple podcasts and was like, the Colts can't cover Nacua. Kenny Moore's out. They got no chance. Did I bet it? No. Did he have 120 plus yards? Yes. Did the Colts not go over because of A.D. Mitchell? Yes. Am I upset about it? Yes.
Lou Anaromo had to apologize. He said it was on him.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
Actually, I didn't even think they did that bad of a job overall defensively in the game. But again, you only have 10 guys on the field. You blow a coverage to Tutu Atwell and you lose the game. Anyway, wouldn't have mattered if A.D. Mitchell held onto the ball or didn't have a hold that brought back another touchdown. So I'm very upset. We should be 4-0. With that being said, I like Jared Verse to get a sack. Plus 134 at FanDuel. Just kind of talked about the issues like with this 49ers group blocking. And they've always kind of made it work with Trent Williams being God tier and a bunch of other just okay guys. But now with Trent Williams just being okay and the other guys being worse, this O-line is one of the worst in the league. I got a beef with PFF. They're watching different football games than I am because they still think this Niners line is really good. I don't know anybody who watches the games who thinks that. So I'm a little curious of that. But this Niners team is going to struggle to block the Rams. The Rams are bringing a ton of pressure. They also move Verse around a lot, which I love. They went after the the center last week. They put him on both edges. I'll take Verse to get a sack.
Yeah, Jared Versatile. You're saying okay? I get it. Yeah, I'm just looking over. I don't know why they don't have FanDuel doesn't have the awards category up right now, but they do have. They do? Is it because I'm in New York?
Are you looking for offensive player of the year? What are you looking for?
I am. That's exactly what the F I'm. Okay,
plus 260.
Plus 260
in New York. That's right, cuz. Sorry. Plus 260.
He's the favorite. He's the favorite.
He is. Yes, he is.
All right. Yeah, that's a nice number there. He's also. They do have I'm saying 1,500 plus yards is minus 140. So what does he have now? I mean, that's I guess
1,000. Doesn't he have 1,000 already?
No, he doesn't. Come on.
He doesn't have 1,000 yet. Okay.
Come on. FanDuel wouldn't give us. No, he has 503. So, all right. Times 4. Let's say if he plays 16 games is 2,012, right? Obviously shit could happen, but that's pretty good at minus 140 also. All right. Let's talk about those touchdowns. Our touchdown prop. We could do any time. We could do combination touchdowns FanDuel has. We could have first touchdowns. House, you talked about Devontae Adams before. Hit us again.
Yeah, this is an anytime touchdown for Davante Adams at plus money, which I was kind of surprised to see. I think it's probably a function of how many weapons, how many different ways the Rams can score, but he is getting a ton of targets when the Rams are in the red zone. 9 red zone targets, targeted 42% of the time in the red zone. So I like the idea of him getting both that receiving yards and an anytime touchdown. It might not even need to be in the red zone. Could be a long reception. Then we get my yards and my touchdown. Bing bang boom all at once. So that's what I'm playing.
There you go. All right, Dabbundo. What does small Purdy mean?
I threw a couple coins that I found under the couch on Brock Purdy to score plus 950. Like they have no options in the red zone. Like they get down there and it's McCaffrey run on a first down that gets 2 yards. Then they drop Purdy back. Nothing's happening. If he plays, which like who knows, he might not even play. If he plays, plus 950 to score. I think that he's going to be forced to scramble and run for his life. So yeah, obviously, if he doesn't play, it's void. But if he's out there,
if he doesn't play, you don't want any part of this bet.
No, I mean maybe he'll be inactive and then he'll run on the field because their red zone offense is so bad that he has to go in and try to save the day. But yeah, I think, and this is the same is true if Mac Jones gets the start. I would see what the price is on Mac Jones and consider it for the same reasons, because the scrambling in the red zone is how they're going to be able to try to make this offense work.
Right. Yeah, I like that. Yes, if he doesn't play, we're looking at Nicole Kidman, Anthony Dabbundo odds. But yes, if he does play, plus 950, I think is a good way to go. Hey, I like these either or bets you could do on FanDuel, and I'm keying in on first touchdown either or let's call him Puka Nacua or Christian McCaffrey. Only 3 touchdowns between them this year, but 145 touches total, and I get them both. I know it's not Kyren Williams or Davante Adams who scored the Rams' first touchdown last week, but these guys get the ball too much to be ignored. And to have such a plus number to score first, 230, Puka, CMC. This way I have something to root for whoever's driving down the field in the first quarter. Either or. It's a very adult bet, House, for adults who can't make decisions.
I like it. It's one of my favorite aspects about golf. You can bet golf, all the way up to top 5 placements. It's one of the nice things about golf betting.
Yeah. And you could if you want to say the bundle of Rams are definitely scoring first, you go Puka or Devontae is plus 270. That's pretty good, but it gets Kyren Williams out of there. You can go Williams or Puka Nacua plus 165. What do you think, Dabbundo?
I think House only says that because he's tired of betting anybody but Scotty Scheffler to win golf tournaments. Come in second place to Scotty Scheffler. Yeah. Like the winner without Scotty Scheffler market. That's what he's probably thinking about.
Right.
Of course. Each way bets too, sure.
All right. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. What do we have? Oh, we have baseball. Wild card action right now as I speak, or as you're listening at least. We have some college football to go over. We're going to have our Wednesday Wild predictions and our play of the day. We'll be right back. This is the Ringer Gambling Show presented by FanDuel. And if you're betting on the NFL, FanDuel's the place to do it. You've got everything. Same game parlays, quick bets for when you jump in live, and your way so you can set your own lines. The app's fast. It's easy to use. And best of all, when you win, you get paid out instantly. Download the FanDuel app or go to FanDuel.com/gamblers to get started. Yes, you must be 21 or older and present in select states and 18 or older in D.C., Kentucky, and Wyoming. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. All right, so baseball, Dabbundo. I know you're heavy into this now, and I'm in New York, so emotions are running high for the Yankees, who are facing a sweep and an elimination tonight. But let me quickly go over what's going on here. The Guardians are down a game to the Tigers. This is going on. I won't spend too much time on it because it's being played right now. Skubal pitched to Gem. Good pitching match about both sides, actually. Cleveland was minus 130 favorite going into that game, too. Cubs with a 1-0 lead on the Padres. They're a slight 116 favorite to wrap it up this afternoon in Wrigley. The Yanks are a big minus 180 favorite to even things up against the Bo Sox. People are pissed out here, and they're pissed at Aaron Boone, which is a nice change of pace. And the Dodgers won 10-5 yesterday. It's gigantic minus 270 favorite now versus the Reds, who were pounded before making a game of it last night. Yamamoto looking to advance the Dodgers. Speak in general, Dabbundo, about these games. I know you like the unders. Do we continue on, generally speaking, with the unders? I don't want you to give out your best bet. Or is it the case that everyone kind of used up their best pitcher last night?
Yeah, I'm going to keep riding with the unders because, like, with all of the starters that pitched and how deep a lot of them went into the game, not all the bullpens got overly used. Like, Scuba went pretty deep. Even Gavin got through it. And, it is a back-to-back for some of these top-end relievers, but, like, the Yankees didn't use that much of their bullpen. The Red Sox certainly didn't. So I feel like, with the exception of the Reds, who are kind of bullpenning this game as a whole, the trend has been the trend. This is year 4 of the new system. Unders are hitting about 75% of the time. And guess what? Day 1, 4 games, 3 of them went under. So I went back to the well and I bet a couple of them today. And I'm excited to watch great pitching beat great hitting, which it usually tends to do.
The Dodgers relievers are not cooperating with your quest to hit every single under. And I think that's what it's going to be like for the rest of as long as they're up there. I mean, it was 10-0 and then it was 10-5 bases loaded in the 8th. Like, they were like lucky to get out of that, honestly. I don't know. But anyway, the Reds are the Reds. House, what'd you think of yesterday's action and how it looks today?
Well, I tailed Dabbundo. I played the unders across the board, and he told me not to do it, but I played first 5 unders also. And those went 3 out of 4. So it was a decent day. Played a couple favorites outright. Loved the idea of Scooble, and coming through the way that he did. And then I had the Cubs yesterday, because for whatever reason, the Padres don't hit on the road. And there is like this stuff about, the weather in Chicago, diminishing long ball stuff. So both of those hit. I am oversubscribed. I'll confess it right now. We'll talk about it later when we talk about our best bets. I bet too much money on the Dodgers to close things out. I bet it on alt run lines. I bet the over. I bet every which way for the Dodgers to finish this up and to start packing their bags for a nice trip to Philadelphia.
There you go. I did it for the series, the -2, whatever it was, -290, I think, yesterday. Combined it with every big favorite in college and pro football, like the Lions, everything. So,
wrong?
that's probably not the way to go. Boy, that Garrett Crochet, wrapping things up here with the Yankees Red Sox, he looked like the man, Dabbundo. He really looked like an October pitcher. It's like, I'm at 109. I can go 135 if you want here. And he got through. First of all, I think he's not responsible for that inning, but they had bases loaded, nobody out, the Yankees. That's the first time in history a team has not scored in the 9th inning with bases loaded, nobody out, or is just the playoffs? Did I see that right?
I think it was the playoffs.
Must just be the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
My biggest takeaway is that let's not get carried away with killing the Yankees just yet. Let's not put the Yankees down because they're going to face a righty today. They're going to get their big lefty bats back in the lineup, the Jazz Chisholm, Ben Rices of the world. And it's going to be a lot harder, I think, for Boston to run prevent the way that they did in game 1 without Crochet on the mound. And on the other side, the two teams that have pretty pronounced splits this year is Boston has been pretty bad against lefties. They're going to see another one today.
Yeah.
And the Padres have been pretty bad against lefties. They're going to see a lefty in Imanaga today. So I'm halfway to a free dinner house with Raheem that we bet on Monday. We did a dinner bet on Padres Cubs. And honestly, the game played out exactly as I expected because the Cubs hit the 2 homers. That's been the big difference all year. The Cubs hit a lot of homers and the Padres are bottom 10 in homers. And that's been they're really a big Achilles heel. So I think the Cubs close it out today, but I will be hoping for your sake, Sal, that we get some runs potentially.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something? No, we'll talk about that in a second. Did you designate with Raheem where the dinner is? Because he lives in Vegas and he could get out cheap. There's a 99-cent hot dog at Binion's, I think, still.
He said Core Week. We're all going to be out there.
So when we come to LA, all right.
The famed Core Week.
I'll pick the spot. I'll make somebody.
You want to come to dinner?
Pay.
It's on Raheem's tab.
I think I do. All right, let's do some college football here. Ohio State is favored to win the whole thing still at plus 500. They got back Washington. The bundle looked like it was going to be close for a minute, but Damn it, Huskies. Couldn't keep up.
They
Oregon.
they had so many drives that would get to like the 30 and then just die. Like and it was it was brutal.
Oregon is plus 550. Big win against Penn State on the road. The whiteout didn't work. That was nice. Texas third at plus 750. So the big games are Texas, Florida, Oregon, Indiana, and Miami, Florida State. House, you have Texas, Florida. I think that's 6.5. Is that what that number is?
It is
on the road in the swamp.
Yep. Texas on the road in the swamp, 6.5 feels like a tiny bit of value. I love getting less than a touchdown here. And the prevailing narrative, the thing that everybody and anybody wants to talk about is Arch Manning, the overrated, all of that stuff, delivery, decision making. But the quarterback for Florida has been abysmal against good defenses. I'm talking about LSU and Miami.
Yeah.
And this Texas defense is a good defense. It's a top 10 defense. And the thing about Texas that I like under Sarkisian, they can win big games on the road. They had 3 big wins last year on the road. They beat Alabama on the road. They beat Michigan on the road, and they knocked Texas A&M out of the playoffs. So if you want to be a defense first kind of team going up against this Florida quarterback, and there's all of this stuff, like the whole situation there looks like an implosion. Texas by just a touchdown. I like the way that sounds.
Lagway has been a mess for Florida, as you mentioned. Tate and I have PTSD betting this Florida team, and so we bounce back with them again against Texas. I just, yeah, so it's 2 ways to go. Either Texas has an offense that's going to stay outside the top 100, not likely, or Arch Manning's like, come on, there's some eyes on me here. I gotta come. I gotta step it up here. So maybe that's it. But yeah, Florida has been so bad. All right,
we think he's injured. Do we think Arch is injured?
I think DJ Lagway's injured. I don't know.
Wow,
interesting. Is Arch injured?
I've seen.
Wouldn't he tell us? Wouldn't he tell the 3 of us if he was?
I wish. I've seen speculation on the Twitter, which take that with a grain of salt.
Sure, yeah.
Like his motion has not been as clean, and it seems like he's got like a little bit of a hitch that he's developed, and maybe that's like bad mechanics, or maybe he's just not quite 100% healthy. I don't know. We'll never know. We'll never.
Yeah, interesting. We might know. We know. Sometimes these things come out like 6 years later. Hey, you guys remember week 4? Like,
he's been running 5 rushing touchdowns in 3 weeks. So if that's what they're going to do, that suggests maybe he's not hurt, because if you're hurt, you wouldn't want to run and risk another kind of injury.
Listen, if the first month is any indication, they have, even as bad as it's been, enough offense to beat Florida. But we will see. Now, Miami, 4.5-point favorite at Florida State. This undefeated Miami team, Dabbundo, and you're sticking with them.
Yeah, I'm laying it. Now, I should put a disclaimer in that I've now been informed that every time I give out college football advice, there's a buzzer that goes off, and it zaps me and shocks me, because if you remember last week, Sal, I said, I don't like betting these teams going 3 time zones. Ohio State went to Washington and covered with relative ease in the second half. Domination. No problem. 3 time zones. Who cares? Mm-hmm. And then your Ducks came east. And this one's a little bit of an extenuating circumstance because it's Penn State in a big game. But they come east, and they're up 17-3 with like 10 minutes left, dominating Penn State. So everything I said last week, throw it out the window. Doesn't matter. No more time zone analysis for me. I've retired from that.
Okay.
However, Miami and Florida State, I've confirmed that they are in the same time zone, in the same state even. Florida State played double overtime last week. Miami had a bye. Huge situational advantage, I think, as a result of that for Miami, who got 2 weeks off to rest after running through a pretty tough stretch early in the season. And I think the biggest difference here is that there is a massive gulf in the quality of the defenses. I mean, Florida State has not really stopped anybody. The 2 teams they played with a pulse have moved the ball at will. I know Alabama kind of shit on themselves in those big red zone areas and stuff, and they were kind of all over the place. But we saw what Virginia just did to this defense. I think the defense is flawed. They even gave up a long touchdown or 2 to Kent State. So, yeah, not a big fan of the Florida State defense. Give me Miami minus 4.5. And if it loses, I might have to go to my tried and true pass for future college football games.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. You know what? Because that's also part of the Dabbundo equinox.
Is it the tried and true pass in October?
The tried and true pass in October.
Well,
all right. Well, you
last week I went to a concert on Saturday night, so I didn't watch any of the
Oh,
college
come
football
on.
games. And
What
people
was the
are like,
concert?
"Oh, what are you doing going to a concert when there's Oregon and Penn
Yeah.
State playing?" And who was the other big game? Bama, Georgia.
Bama, Georgia. Yeah,
I
of
said,
course.
"I'll see you guys in January when they play each other again." That'll be me.
Why don't you see the band in January? When some other time. Who would you go see? Because like that was the last week was the one like, oh, how dare anyone get married on that Saturday, September 28th, whatever it was. And I hope who was it? I hope it was Huey Lewis in the News or someone good.
I'm gonna put 2-1 odds. You know who the band is?
I won't.
Mount
No.
Joy.
Oh, that's a
No.
Ringer favorite. Yeah, they played at the old Ringer studio over there at in West Hollywood. Ringer House.
Yeah.
See, I would have
Mount Joy.
had like plus 150 that House knew who they were.
Oh yeah,
Plus
now House
odds.
is a more
How
he's
dare
more
you.
Jared versed than me on
I
these.
was a DJ
these
and a
issues.
college
Yeah.
radio DJ, you son of a gun.
Oh, see, I didn't know this. I'm learning more and more about House as we podcast together and do this thing. And
And then so you don't watch the. Hold on a second. What time that concert start?
they came out at 8:30.
All right, the games were at 5 on the west. Oh, you're on the East Coast.
I'm on the East Coast. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
No,
know.
I was walking. I was walking to my seat, and there were these two guys in Penn State jerseys who were streaming the game on their phone at like
No.
8:15. So
All
I
right.
walked up and I was like, "Oh, what do we got?" They said, "Oh, they just started. Penn State went 3 and out." I'm like, "What a shock!" So
All right.
The
they were
hilarious thing
locked
to
in, and then I
me.
saw the same guys as we were walking out of the concert. It was right when overtime started, so we actually watched
Mhm.
overtime on the phone walking to the
Right.
car. But yeah, I mean, I watch a lot of sports between soccer and the baseball playoffs starting up and football. That like, if I miss one college football night to go see
All
Mount
right, it's
Joy,
fine.
No, well,
the
look.
pride of Philly, I'll be there.
I have two things to say. First of all, did Mount Joy come on at 8:30?
Yeah.
And you went to a seat. Like, what is this? The Blue Plate special? This for old people?
Look at that.
Like, I went to a concert. It was on Tuesday night because there were no goddamn sports on Tuesday night, and I'm a sports fan. I scheduled it, and there were no seats, and the band came on at like 10:30. Like
That's
on a
the way to
Tuesday
do it,
night.
House.
That's
That's
normal.
it.
Sam Fender.
Yes.
Sam Fender. Good show.
Oh, you were there. I saw.
Yeah,
Why
why wouldn't I be there? Of course. Tuesday night. What else is there to do, Dabbundo?
Dabbundo, if you had been a little more diligent, you would have seen on the schedule. I'm looking at Mount Joy's events here. Their scheduled tour dates. February 14th, a week after the Super Bowl. That's the perfect week to do anything. Wayville, Australia. You and Nicole Kidman. That would have been your first date, or I don't know, maybe your 5th or 6th date. That's how you got to do it. My God.
Australia.
All right.
I've always wanted to do Aussie summer.
Did the guys in the Penn State fans in front of you, were they wearing all white to pretend they were like real fans or no?
No, just regular blue jerseys.
They
yeah.
were. Okay.
No, they didn't partake in the white out. It's just, I mean, they kind of knew what was coming, I think, is the vibe
gotcha.
I had from them when the game
Wow.
started, and they didn't
Yeah.
feel too confident about it.
They weren't
Yeah.
very good. Tate and I went over their odds to make the playoffs. There's somehow a plus 138 to not make the playoffs. I think they have 3 losses on their schedule, and I don't think the committee is going to be too kind to a Big Ten
Penn
team
State?
with 3 losses. Yes. Yeah.
You think they're going to lose to Indiana?
I think they could lose to Indiana, and then they have wait, who else do they have? There's
They have
another big
Ohio
game.
State. Yeah.
Ohio State. There's an also one there. I think they go to Iowa too, which is not easy. I mean, we saw like Indiana struggle with them too. So anyway, speaking of Indiana, that quarterback is very solid. Fernando Mendoza, he goes up against Oregon quarterback Dante Moore, who's the favorite. Moore plus 750, Mendoza plus 1300. I would go Indiana, obviously go Ducks, but 10.5 is a little rich for a come down game here at Oregon. I mean, that was such a monstrous win there in Penn State. But my pick is going to be Vanderbilt plus 10.5 over Alabama. Another letdown I smell here. I mentioned the Heisman leaders, but how about Diego Pavia? Averages over 300 yards a game. Not to mention, he boasts a 40-35 victory over Bama last year when he was 16 for 20 with 2 touchdowns and had over 50 yards rushing. Vanderbilt will give up some big plays, but their offense can keep them in this, and Caleb DeBar's job is secure. He can win this one by 7 or 8. 31-24, another square score for you, Dabbundo. Sorry, but that's what I think. I'm taking the 10.5 points. All right, let's take one more break. We're coming back with our wild predictions and our plays of the day. We're right back. This is the Ringer Gambling Show presented by FanDuel. And if you're betting on the NFL, FanDuel's the place to do it. You've got everything: same game parlays, quick bets for when you jump in live, and your ways you can set your own lines. The app's fast, it's easy to use, and best of all, when you win, you get paid out instantly. Download the FanDuel app or go to FanDuel.com/gamblers to get started. Yes, you must be 21 or older and present in select states and 18 or older in DC, Kentucky, and Wyoming. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. All right, our Wednesday's wild predictions. This is anything coming up for the weekend. There's so many things on FanDuel. You have to find it on FanDuel. That's true. It can't be wild. House, I know your wild predictions for the weekend, but our audience may not want to hear about those. But if they're sports related, let's go crazy. Bengals cost you, House, last week. Was it Bengals?
Yeah, well, just
on that parlay,
we tried to pull together the three teams coming off the huge blowouts, and we parlayed them. We parlayed them to cover. And both the Saints and the Atlanta Falcons handled their business, no problem whatsoever. That Bengals team, holy cow, what are they going to do? Who's the backup to Browning? Because that was an abomination.
I love those parlays, but you're asking like three bad quarterbacks to do great things in a 3 hour
I tried to
period.
make it clear to people not to really bet that. I mean,
you don't go too crazy. All right.
No.
Well, the thing is, the trend is like 60% or 62%.
Right. So 2 out of 3 are going to.
And you got your 2 out of 3.
That's it.
Exactly right.
It's a wild.
By the way,
that's exactly what it is. It's wild.
It's wild. Yes.
Yeah.
Bengals backup is Brett Rippon.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Wow.
We've seen a lot of Brett Rippon. Not a lot. Enough.
Yeah.
Brett Rippon.
It could be Russell Wilson. Well,
I have a special place for him because Mark Rippon is
that's
right on my shoulder.
It's your boy. Look at that.
House, will you try to put the Bengals in the 107 this week?
Absolutely not. Under no circumstances whatsoever. No.
Yeah.
Can't do
you got to
it.
stay.
Won't do it. No.
The actual Mark Rippon is behind House. He's cleaning his floors. It's very weird.
He's a great golfer. I hope he's there with some good golf clubs for me. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, how has that not happened for you yet?
We got to work it out. I mean, I got to make a call to somebody.
All right, let's do that. You golf with Mark Rippon, and we go see Mountjoy. It all goes down in Australia. I think we could. I'll find something to do too. Hey, Dabbundo, Liverpool lost, and you freaking called it. You called it on the podcast. Now, what kind of odds was that for that? Almost 5-1, 4-1?
They were plus 320 at the close. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I tried to
not as good as the market's starting to catch on to Liverpool being a bit fraudulent. They lost again yesterday in hell to Galatasaray, Turkish team. So back-to-back losses for the Reds. Mo Salah didn't start. They're a little shaky right now. It was actually a huge weekend in the Premier League because the odds flipped. So Arsenal, who already lost to Liverpool and tied Man City, they were 5 points behind. The market had them at like plus 175, and it had Liverpool at plus 110. One weekend where Arsenal gets a last-minute winner, Liverpool gets a last-minute loser, and the odds flip now.
That's
Arsenal is the Premier League favorite. Yep. I agree with it for what it's worth. I think they are the clearly better team right now.
And you texted us "Fly Eagles Fly" on Saturday in celebration of this Liverpool losing bet coming in, and I had to let it sit because I was like, "What, Boston College?" I didn't even know what you were talking about. That they have nicknames too, so that's the case. But you're going back to the soccer. This is going to be your Wednesday's wild prediction. What is it?
Yeah, I'm going to take Arsenal's Gabriel at 6-1 to score a goal this weekend against West Ham on Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. So the main Premier League window for games every week is 10 a.m. on Saturdays. Sal likes to wake up and get his parlays in at 7 a.m. It's a great way if you're a DGen to get some action down. May I interest you in some Gabriel to score? He is their main player who scores off of set pieces. They kind of run these picks and screens and try to get him free for headers, and they've been the best set piece team in England for 2-3 years now. He actually scored the winning goal in their game against Newcastle from a set piece. If you want to get really crazy, we know that Bukayo Saka and Declan Rice take their corners. So you could actually parlay that with those guys to get an assist. And then you're really cooking if they actually convert one of these. One of the main reasons I like this bet, West Ham have been the worst set piece defense like I think I've ever seen in the Premier League. Now they did bring in a new manager, so that might get better. But even in his debut, they gave up a goal to Everton from a set piece on Monday. So I think there are real advantages there for Arsenal at home to dominate with their dead ball situation. So yeah, Gabriel 6-1 to score on Saturday.
How about we do this? A Gabriel parlay. So it's Gabriel and Dylan Gabriel to score a touchdown, and we would get like 70-1 odds on one to get a goal and the other the next day to get a right, not too far away, by the way, right there in London to score a touchdown. Oh boy,
about 4 miles from Arsenal's home ground to the London.
Not negotiable.
Yeah.
This is because if it hit and we didn't do it, like the Golden Gabriel parlay, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
we're doing it.
Gabriel.
That's what we're doing.
Let's do it.
Important note: if you're not that into soccer, I'm not talking about Gabriel Martinelli for Arsenal. I'm talking about Gabriel Magalhaes. So make sure you pick the right Gabriel because they have 2.
Oh shit!
Put it on the Twitter. Put it in the bet box.
Magalhaes. All right. Do we do a triple Gabriel, or no?
I don't know if the other one
starts.
I don't think the other one's going to start.
There's a 2 Gabriel limit on FanDuel.
Probably not even room for 2 Gabriels. All right, House. Come on, you're going to do this again now. Oh no, what is this? What are you doing here?
Well, here's the thing. I really wanted to moneyline parlay 2 teams this week, which was the Rams, who I think are going to go ahead and grab control of the NFC West. And I really wanted to moneyline parlay them with the Philadelphia Eagles, even with all the struggles we keep seeing out of the Eagles. I just adore the idea of Bo Nix on the road against the Fangio defense. I just can't overstate how enthusiastic I am for those.
Short week.
And then exactly right. And then you layer onto it. I think the Chiefs are going to continue to get right. So the Chiefs handling their business at Jacksonville. That number is 3, which is a great line. But just money line parlay it along with these other 2 Super Bowl winners. It turns out that there are 4 Super Bowl winners since 2020, and if you parlay all 4 of them together. The one that I'm going to include here is Tampa Bay, and a lot of sharps are on Seattle in this position. But I will tell you, when I put this together on the FanDuel Sportsbook, the number that popped up immediately was 666. So this is the sign of the devil Super Bowl post-2020 Super Bowl parlay. It's now plus 671 on the FanDuel Sportsbook, and obviously I will say out loud, Tampa Bay is the risky leg of this. I feel honestly pretty comfortable with the other 3 legs, but that I only paid like 210 or something like that. So I was like, that's not wild enough. This is Wild Wednesday. 4 Super Bowl winners.
Should we just change it to Weird Wednesday? Because these are a little strange, all these picks.
You don't like wild? You like weird better?
Weird and wild?
This is like Walter White levels of cooking from Joe House. Cooking up the Super Bowl winners from the last 5 years.
Yeah, let's go.
Meanwhile, I think Sal's bet might be even crazier because I'm going to call you.
It probably is. So let's call it the Weird, Wild Walter White Wednesday prediction. Can we get another W in there?
4 W's.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's enough. Mine is dumb too, because last week I told you guys I like the Jets and Giants both under 3.5 wins, right? And parlay those. So now here I am saying the Jets and Giants are going to win on Sunday.
He spends 4 days in New York.
I know, that's it.
They put the pizza right to the brain.
It's a shiv to my stomach here. That's what's doing it. It's plus 353. The Cowboys against the Jets, the Cowboys riding high off a tie. I could see them coming here and just like shit in the bed. And we see no offense out of them for no reason. And the Giants win their 2nd straight at the Saints. I mean, this is going to be their favored, right? At this point. Now I didn't check the line. I just checked the money line. So how many more games are they going to be favored in? 0, 1? I don't know. Plus 353. It's a little emotional hedge bet as I finish up my, residency here in Brooklyn, a New York parlay. Not sure if it's John Jastrzemski endorsed, but plus 353. Go ahead, Dabbundo. Go ahead.
Jastrzemski is going to endorse the other side, knowing him.
Yeah, right.
He loves a Saint Cowboy parlay.
Yeah, right.
I like the karma of it, Cuss. That means another 5 tremendous slices for you for the rest of the week. Over under 5? Is that where we're at?
I'm at 13 in 3 days. House. I went to L&B. They opened up another L&B out here.
Wow.
And so I went there, and we had a Oh my God. Just
Spectacular.
pigs, just slovenly. It's disgusting. I am quadrupling up on Ozempic when I get back on
Do
Monday.
you have a favorite slice in the city?
I love Lucali's in Brooklyn. It's tremendous. And the guy, he has Mark Icon. He's got the same last name as I do. But there's a bunch. I tried that Saros house. I don't know if you said, right there on Mott Street.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Okay.
The crust is just different. It's so good. I don't know.
Mhm.
We could talk about this for hours, but it's ultimately not good, but it's good. All right. That was weird. And now we'll just do the Wednesday play of the day. Dabbundo, you're all over the unders, and you got one for us here.
Yeah, Sox Yanks under 7.5, minus 122. Game 2. I know that the Yankee bullpen is not trustworthy as far as you can throw it, and you don't really trust the manager to manage it. But I do love Rodon against this Boston lineup. Keep in mind they didn't score anything off Max Fried yesterday, and I think they'll struggle against Rodon as well. I think Rodon's actually even a tougher matchup for them than Max Fried is. And I know Fried's not really like an overpowering guy, but I just don't know who in this Boston lineup is catching up to the power pitching of Rodon. So give me the under in that one. Boston will bullpen this game as much as possible. I think it could be like a five and dive for Bayo, and then they get to the bullpen, and the bullpen's been one of the best units in the league this year. So with Whitlock probably throwing multiple innings, runs will be at a premium. The under.
Jason Whitlock is pit. I think he gives up a lot of runs. I don't think he's in shape for this.
It depends on whether he's gone to Lucali's or not.
That's true. That's true.
That's
all
the
right.
thing.
House. Now listen, you're laughing, but you were our sole loser last week in our Wednesday's play of the day. You had the Astros or something, I think, over the A's.
Yeah,
Does that ring the bell?
that was I love that, honestly, because the Astros losing to the receivership A's knocked them out of the playoffs. And on top of that, I will forever regard the Astros as cheaters because my Washington Nationals beat them in the 2019 World Series. And we didn't get to celebrate that World Series, nor did the world get to celebrate what cheaters the Astros were because COVID happened and everybody forgot about it. But anytime to go against the Astros, that was a wonderful outcome, even though I lost the bet. We are not going to lose this bet. We are going with the LA Dodgers on the run line, minus 1.5. It's a simple minus 126 on the FanDuel Sportsbook. This is a swift execution. It's a convincing execution. The Reds don't belong in the playoffs. I mean, I don't know if they've sent anything in the way of a thank you basket to Steve Cohen and the Mets organization, but the Reds can't wait to go home, and the Dodgers can't wait to accommodate them. The way they showed up with power yesterday, I expect more of it. Home runs galore across the board for anyone you want to pick on this Dodgers team. It's another game where they score double-digit runs, and they are going to handle their business and on to Philadelphia.
I like that. I do like that. That bullpen is so bad for the Dodgers. Dabbundo, if you had to go with one, would you go Dodgers over 4.5 runs or Reds over 2.5 runs?
I'll go Dodgers over 4.5 runs. I made a joke yesterday on Twitter that I didn't think the Reds would score 3 runs for the series. And I was kicking myself because for 7 innings, I had talked about Reds no runs 6-1. And for 7 innings, they didn't look like they had a chance of scoring. And I was like, I can't believe I didn't actually bet this. And I was like, thank God they finally scored a run and then got 5 runs in the 8th and made it
almost got 10
game.
Yeah. I think the Dodgers, that could be another way to look at this house because they could put up 5 runs in an inning and then you hit your over 4.5 right there too. But minus 1.5 is just as good. It's right there. All right. What do I want to do? Oh, all right. Dabbundo, you're not going to like this because it's an over. Cubs Padres over 6.5. I mean, boy, you really have to have some studs on the mound or struggling lineups to bet under 6.5. And I don't think that's the case here. They had 10 combined hits yesterday, a couple long balls. You have Andrew Kittredge, the 35-year-old middle reliever, starting for the Cubs. Dylan Cease has been pretty good for the Padres, but had a home start against the Cubs earlier this year at 3 runs given up in 7 hits in a little less than 6 innings. And a couple of weeks ago, he got roughed up by younger brother, crosstown rival White Sox. The wind is blowing right to left at 10.3 miles an hour. I looked this up, Dabbundo. I know you bet under 9.6 miles an hour. I'm sorry. That's a loser. But I am going over 6.5 in this game. Feels like a 5-3 final. Who wins? Who cares? I got the over, House.
I care.
What do you think?
You care? I agree. I don't mind that over. Go ahead.
Go Cubs because you have the under in that game too, Dabbundo?
That is the I bet the under in Tigers Guardians, the under in Yankees Sox. I did not bet that under.
Okay.
Because I agree
All
at
right.
6.5. It's a little bit lower. If it was 7, I'd probably bet it. 6.5 pass.
Yeah, I know.
It is
Six
pretty
and a
low.
half's are weird. Yeah.
But yeah,
all
go
right,
Cubs
what are we
go. Hey
doing?
Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are going to win today.
What do you say? Let's all go see Mount Joy in Chicago on the 19th. And Dabundo's going to bring Nicole Kidman, his new flame. This could be fun. We learned a lot today.
The bundle
House
Equinox. It's his month.
House is a college DJ. That's crazy. I didn't know that. House
I
and
didn't
Raheem.
just
We got
show
two
up in front
DJs
of a
on this
mic.
podcast feed.
Yeah, come on.
Of course he was a college DJ. What are you talking about? What else was he? I would have guessed that right at the top of the list.
Is that
Joe
the most
House.
interesting job you've ever had, House?
I worked on the back of a trash truck one summer.
Mm.
That
You start
was-
robbing drug houses like it was,
That was
Task?
interesting. Yeah, no spoilers. I'm only 2 episodes in, but Task is magnificent.
Yeah. That's House was actually DJing from the back of a trash can. He did it all.
That's the angle.
Very versatile. Yeah. All right, House, you will be with me on Sunday morning. Dabbundo, you will also, right?
Yep, coming
Did
in
you-
for the last 25 minutes again.
Did you hit your wisest wager, House? No.
No, because the Raiders decided to, get their
Oh,
field goal
man.
blocked. Gino. I mean, I don't want to say he's point shaving. I mean,
That is
it's diabolical how bad he's been. These disaster games, just outrageous.
you just
I heard-
become a Raider. If you're a Raider, you become a Raider. That's just how it is, I think. I don't know.
I heard Ruiz is moving him back above Justin Herbert in his
Baker.
quarterback rankings, and Baker. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they've got some
Yeah, hopefully-
scrambling to do now that there are some injuries, but
Is Baker ahead of Geno Smith finally?
You think
we
he is?
are. I don't know. We have to check in Ruiz. He hasn't fled the country after that last rankings. I don't know what he would do. We're going to be on Sunday. House, I'm 3-1 then, atop of the
You
list
are.
there for
You are.
wisest
You are.
wagers.
Oh boy.
I
But,
did hit my underdog. The Chiefs was a layup.
Oh, that's right. That's nice. That's good. Oh,
So I
and
think
I
I'm
hit the
leading that
Jags. Yeah. You're going to win.
Geno
That.
Smith.
We'll give you that every year.
13. Baker Mayfield 15. We might have to go
right.
protest outside of his
I'm
house.
gonna break this flat screen in my hotel room right now because I don't know
House,
if
you live in
Dabundo's fucking with me
DC.
now.
So does Ruiz.
Well,
let's
no, I mean,
let's go pick it.
I just wanted
Holy shit.
I want him to tell us whether it's blind Gino or is it Gino with his eyes working? Which one is it? Because blind Gino is in the 30th.
I think we should worry about blind Ruiz because I don't think he's watching these games.
He has
Disgusting.
CJ
All
Stroud
right.
10th, which might be worse.
Jesus.
Texans under 40.5. Will I use it as my wise weight? What odds do you think? Sal?
You got to do it. Yeah, you have to go
minus
back to it until
10,000.
lose.
You have
I'll be
to.
very disappointed if you don't. But that's Sunday. But before that, it's me, Dabbundo, and Danny Heifetz, but almost sobered up Danny Heifetz. That's going to be on Friday. And Todd Marinovich. I'll have a little sit-down interview with him. So that's it for another episode of Ring of Gambling Show. For Joe House and Anthony Dabbundo, I'm Sal saying so long, and may your parlays be prosperous. Must be 21 or older and present in select states, or 18 or older and present in DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. You must be 21 or older and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 or older and present in DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 877-8-HOPE-NEW YORK or text HOPE New York in New York.